Unraveling the enigmas of ancient history, the ancient world is full of wonders that continue to puzzle experts' massive structures, strange artifacts, and lost societies that seem to defy logic. These are not just tales or folklore. They are real, documented enigmas that challenge our understanding of the past. Who created them? How were they made? And what other secrets might still be waiting to be uncovered? From enormous stone blocks that seem impossible to move to maps that hint at forgotten knowledge, let's explore some of the most baffling mysteries of history. Baalbek. The megaliths that defy logic. In the heart of Lebanon lies Baalbek, a site renowned for its grand Roman temples dedicated to deities like Jupiter and Venus. But beneath these ruins lies something even more ancient and mysterious: the Baalbek megaliths. These massive limestone blocks are staggering in size, with some weighing up to 800 tons. The largest, known as the Stone of the South, tips the scales at an estimated 1,000 tons and remains in a nearby quarry as if abandoned mid-project. The stones were placed with precision, stacked high above the ground without any visible binding material, almost as if they were effortlessly set in place. But how could such colossal stones have been moved? Some theories point to the Romans, known for their engineering marvels like aqueducts and bridges. They might have used a combination of ramps, pulleys, and manpower to shift the stones. Yet, even Roman engineering has its limits. No records show them moving anything close to 1,000 tons. This has led some to propose that Baalbek's origins predate the Romans by centuries, possibly linked to an earlier civilization like the Phoenicians, who were skilled seafarers and builders. Others suggest an even older, unknown society might be responsible, one with advanced techniques we've yet to rediscover. Could they have used forgotten methods, like leveraging sound waves or counterweights, to manipulate such heavy stones? While some fringe theories even speculate about extraterrestrial involvement, there's no concrete evidence to support this. What remains clear is that Baalbek's megaliths are an engineering riddle that continues to stump modern scholars. The Piri Reis map, a glimpse of a lost world? In 1929, a remarkable discovery was made in Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, a map created in 1513 by Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis. At first, it appeared to be a standard map of its time, showing Europe, Africa, and parts of the Americas. But one detail stood out: a landmass at the bottom that many believe resembles Antarctica, except Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, over 300 years later. Stranger still, the map depicts this landmass with detailed features as if it were free of ice, a condition scientists say hasn't existed for at least 6,000 years. Piri Reis noted that he compiled his map from older sources, including charts from the era of Alexander the Great and maps from Arab and Indian navigators. Could he have unknowingly preserved knowledge from a long-lost civilization capable of advanced seafaring and mapping? Some researchers argue this points to an ancient society that charted the globe far earlier than we thought possible. Others, however, believe the map has been misinterpreted. What looks like Antarctica might simply be a distorted depiction of South America, a common error in maps of that era due to limited geographic knowledge. Another possibility is that ancient mariners, perhaps from Phoenician or Chinese cultures, traveled farther than history records, documenting lands that were later forgotten. Whatever the case, the Piri Reis map remains a tantalizing mystery, raising questions about how much we really know about ancient exploration. Göbekli Tepe, the temple that rewrote history. Hidden in southeastern Turkey, Göbekli Tepe is a site that defies everything we thought we knew about early humans. The craftsmanship suggests a level of skill and organization that shouldn't have existed back then. There's no evidence of permanent homes or farming at the site, leading many to believe it was a ceremonial center, possibly the world's oldest known temple. Some speculate it was a place for rituals, feasts, or even stargazing, as its layout aligns with certain constellations. What makes Göbekli Tepe even stranger is that it was deliberately buried around 10,000 years ago, covered with earth as if to conceal or protect it. Why? Some theories suggest it played a role in the shift to agriculture, as the effort to build it may have encouraged early forms of community and labor organization. Others propose a catastrophic event, like a comet impact around 12,800 years ago, might have wiped out the builders, leaving the site as a relic of a lost culture. Göbekli Tepe challenges the timeline of human progress and hints at a deeper, more complex history than we ever imagined. The Rohan Codex. An unbreakable code, the Rohan Codex is one of history's most perplexing artifacts. A 448-page manuscript filled with an unknown script that no one has deciphered. Discovered in the early 19th century in Hungary, it surfaced when a noble family donated it to the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. The text, written left to right, consists of over 200 unique symbols that don't match any known language or alphabet. Scholars, cryptographers, and linguists have tried for centuries to crack its code, but the Rohan Codex remains a mystery. Is it a lost language, a secret code, or something else entirely? Its origins are unclear, and its purpose, whether religious, historical, or fictional, is unknown. The Codex stands as a testament to the gaps in our understanding of the past, a puzzle that continues to elude even the brightest minds. A past full of secrets. From the towering stones of Baalbek to the cryptic pages of the Rohan Codex, the ancient world is brimming with mysteries that challenge our assumptions. These enigmas remind us that history is not a straight line. There are chapters we've yet to uncover, and secrets that may forever remain out of reach. What other wonders lie buried, waiting for us to find them?
Unexplained mysteries, echoes of the past. The ancient world is filled with enigmas that continue to captivate us, mysterious burials, cryptic manuscripts, and vanished civilizations. Let's delve into three intriguing puzzles. A strange tomb in Egypt, a medieval book with a dark legend, and the sudden disappearance of an ancient North American culture. The Black Sarcophagus of Alexandria, a strange burial. When the Black Sarcophagus of Alexandria was opened in 2018, it revealed a grim surprise. After its discovery, speculation ran wild about its contents. Some claimed the reddish liquid inside a mix of groundwater and decomposed remains held supernatural powers, leading to odd requests from people wanting to drink it for mystical benefits. Others theorized the burial might have been part of an unusual ritual, perhaps a botched mummification or even a punitive act. More grounded explanations suggest the three individuals inside, 2 men and 1 woman, could have been high-ranking figures, possibly military leaders or nobles, given the sarcophagus's impressive size. However, the absence of inscriptions or burial goods hints at an unusual interment. One theory proposes they died unexpectedly, perhaps during a plague or conflict, leading to a hasty burial. Another suggests the sarcophagus was repurposed, originally intended for someone else but later used as a communal grave. Despite further study of the skeletons, no clear answers have emerged, leaving the Black Sarcophagus a haunting mystery from Alexandria's past. The Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible. In the National Library of Sweden lies the Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, a medieval manuscript that has sparked fascination for centuries. Measuring nearly 3 feet tall and weighing around 160 pounds, this massive book is bound in wood and leather. It contains a Latin Bible, historical writings, medical knowledge, and exorcism rituals, all written in eerily uniform handwriting. At its center is a striking full-page illustration of the devil, depicted with clawed hands, a long tongue, and glowing eyes, a stark contrast to typical religious art of the time. Created in the early 13th century, likely in a Benedictine monastery in what is now the Czech Republic, the Codex Gigas is shrouded in legend. A medieval tale claims a monk facing execution for a crime vowed to create the world's greatest book in a single night to save himself. Realizing the task was impossible, He allegedly made a pact with the devil, who completed the manuscript in exchange for the monk's soul. The devil's portrait, the story goes, was added as a tribute to this dark bargain. While the tale is likely myth, the book's creation remains a mystery. Handwriting analysis suggests a single scribe wrote the entire manuscript, a task that would have taken an estimated 20 to 25 years of continuous work. The consistency of the script, with no variations in style or ink, is astonishing. Some researchers propose the monk may have had hypergraphia, a compulsive need to write, dedicating decades to the project in isolation. Others suggest multiple scribes worked together, though there's no evidence of different hands or corrections. The Codex Gigas has a history of strange events. It survived a fire in the 17th century when it was reportedly thrown from a window of the Royal Library of Sweden, landing unharmed while much of the library burned. Some see this as evidence of a supernatural presence, though it's likely just a fortunate escape. Today, scholars continue to study the manuscript, but its origins, purpose, and the meaning behind the devil's image remain elusive. The Clovis people, a vanished culture. Around 13,000 years ago, the Clovis culture thrived in North America, leaving behind a legacy as one of the continent's earliest known civilizations. Known for their expertly crafted stone spearheads, called Clovis points, they were skilled hunters who targeted Ice Age megafauna like mammoths and bison. First identified in the 1920s near Clovis, New Mexico, their artifacts have been found across the United States, Canada, and parts of South America, indicating a widespread and successful society. For years, archaeologists believed the Clovis people were the first to arrive in the Americas, crossing the Bering Land Bridge from Siberia. But around 12,800 years ago, their culture vanished abruptly. Clovis points disappear from the archaeological record with no clear signs of war, famine, or disease to explain their collapse. This sudden disappearance has puzzled researchers for decades. One prominent theory is the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, which suggests a comet or asteroid struck North America around 12,800 years ago. This impact could have triggered massive wildfires, filling the atmosphere with debris and causing a rapid cooling event known as the Younger Dryas. Such a drastic climate shift would have decimated the megafauna the Clovis relied on, disrupting their way of life. Supporting this idea is the discovery of a black mat layer at Clovis sites, a thin, carbon-rich sediment containing nanodiamonds, which some scientists link to an extraterrestrial impact. Whispers of the past. From the unsettling contents of the black sarcophagus to the eerie legend of the Codex Gigas and the mysterious fate of the Clovis people. These stories remind us how much of history remains unknown. Each discovery raises new questions, urging us to keep searching for the truths hidden in the shadows of time. Ancient mysteries, secrets carved in stone. Across the globe, ancient structures and artifacts continue to baffle us with their mysterious origins. Let us explore two remarkable discoveries that challenge our understanding of the past. The enigmatic Longyu caves in China and a massive black sarcophagus uncovered in Egypt. The Longyu caves, a hidden engineering marvel. Tucked beneath the rolling hills of Zhejiang province in China, the Longyu caves are a stunning archaeological enigma. Unlike natural limestone caves, these caverns are entirely man-made, vast underground chambers carved with astonishing precision from solid sandstone. Discovered by accident in 1992, when a local farmer drained a pond and revealed a hidden chamber, the site has since grown into a sprawling complex. Villagers uncovered more caves, eventually revealing a network spanning roughly 25,000 square meters in area, equivalent to about 3 football fields. The caves are breathtaking in scale, with ceilings soaring up to 25 meters, 82 feet high, supported by evenly spaced stone pillars. The walls are adorned with uniform, chiseled patterns that seem almost too perfect to have been made with ancient tools. Archaeologists estimate that creating these caverns would have required excavating nearly 800,000 cubic meters of rock, a monumental task that could have taken thousands of workers years, if not decades, to complete. Yet, What makes the Longyou Caves truly baffling is the complete absence of evidence. No tools, no construction debris, no historical records, and no mention in China's extensive written history. The cave's structural integrity adds to the mystery. Dating back at least to the Qin dynasty, 221–206 BCE, if not earlier, they show no signs of erosion or collapse, as if built to withstand the test of time. The chambers are carefully aligned, suggesting they were part of a larger intentional design. Theories about their purpose vary. Some propose they were used for storage, military defense, or secret gatherings, while others suggest a ceremonial role, possibly tied to a forgotten spiritual tradition. The uniform chisel marks, found across walls, pillars, and ceilings, hint at advanced techniques, leading some to speculate about lost technologies, such as the use of sound waves to manipulate stone, though this remains unproven. Another intriguing detail is the presence of channels in the cave floors, which some believe were designed to hold water, perhaps as reservoirs or for ritual purposes. Yet, no irrigation systems or artifacts have been found to confirm this. The Longyou Caves remain a silent puzzle, their creators and purpose lost to history. Could future excavations, perhaps using ground-penetrating radar, uncover more chambers and finally reveal their secrets? The Black Sarcophagus of Alexandria. A grim discovery. In 2018, a startling find emerged from beneath the streets of Alexandria, Egypt, a massive black sarcophagus, untouched for over 2,000 years. Discovered during a construction project in the Sidi Gaba district, an area known for its archaeological significance, the sarcophagus was unlike any other found in the city. Measuring 8.5 feet long, 5 feet wide, and 6 feet tall, it was carved from black granite and sealed with a thick layer of mortar, indicating it had never been opened since antiquity. Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, is a city steeped in history, much of which lies buried beneath its modern streets or submerged in the Mediterranean. The discovery of the sarcophagus sparked excitement. Could it be the long-lost tomb of Alexander himself, whose burial site remains unknown? Others speculated it might belong to a prominent noble or military figure from the Ptolemaic period, 332–30 BCE. However, local legends of ancient curses, like those tied to the tomb of Tutankhamun, made some hesitant to disturb the find. Despite the warnings, archaeologists proceeded, using heavy machinery to lift the 12-ton lid. When it was finally opened, a foul odor wafted out, and the contents were far from what anyone expected. Instead of treasures or a preserved mummy, the sarcophagus contained a murky, reddish liquid and the skeletal remains of 3 individuals, 2 men and 1 woman. The liquid was later identified as a mix of groundwater and decomposed human remains, which had seeped in over centuries, creating a grim sludge. What puzzled researchers most was the lack of inscriptions, artifacts, or markings unusual for an Egyptian burial of this scale, where the dead were typically accompanied by objects for the afterlife. Who were these individuals, and why were they buried in such a large, unmarked tomb? The mystery deepened as initial studies offered few clues, leaving the black sarcophagus as a haunting reminder of Alexandria's hidden past. Echoes of the unknown. The Longyou Caves and the Black Sarcophagus of Alexandria are testaments to the mysteries that still linger in our history. One is an engineering feat with no explanation, the other a burial that defies expectations. Together, they show how much we have yet to learn about the ancient world and how many secrets remain buried, waiting to be uncovered. Ancient enigmas, secrets that defy explanation. The past is filled with mysteries that challenge our understanding, unreadable texts and hidden structures that hint at forgotten knowledge. Let us dive into 2 of history's most perplexing puzzles: a mysterious manuscript that no one can decipher, and a colossal pyramid in China that remains shrouded in secrecy. The Rohonk Codex, a book no one can read. The Rohonk Codex is a 448-page manuscript that has baffled scholars for over 2 centuries. Discovered in the early 1800s in Hungary, it was donated to the Hungarian Academy of Sciences by a noble family. The book is filled with an unknown script, over 200 unique symbols that don't match any known language or alphabet. The text runs left to right, meticulously written, but its meaning remains a complete mystery. Adding to the enigma are the detailed illustrations scattered throughout the pages. These sketches depict scenes of battles, cities, and figures that resemble saints, warriors, and kings. Some images suggest Christian influences, with crosses and religious motifs, while others hint at Eastern traditions, possibly Islamic or Hindu. This unusual blend of imagery raises questions. Why would a single manuscript combine such diverse cultural elements? Was it meant to represent a fusion of beliefs, or is there another explanation? Scholars have tried everything to decode the Rohank Codex. In the 19th century, Hungarian researchers compared it to languages like Latin, Sanskrit, and Romanian, but found no matches. In the 20th century, experts used frequency analysis, a method to identify patterns in ciphers, but the symbols didn't align with any known linguistic structure. Some words repeat, and certain characters appear more often, but not in a way that resembles any grammar or syntax. Several theories have emerged about the Codex's purpose. One suggests it might be a religious text from a secretive sect that blended Christian and Eastern traditions. Another proposes it could be a lost language from a vanished community. Some historians have even linked it to the ancient Sekeli runic script used in Hungary, though the symbols don't match. On the other hand, skeptics argue the Codex might be a hoax, an elaborate fake created to deceive scholars. They point out that the script lacks the natural patterns of a real language, and the sheer effort of crafting 448 pages with over 200 unique symbols seems excessive for a prank, yet no one has definitively proven it's a forgery. Today, the Rohank Codex sits in Budapest at the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, its secrets still locked away. Is it a lost language, a coded message, or an ancient trick? Until someone cracks its code, it remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. The White Pyramid of China, a hidden wonder. Deep in China, Shanxi province, lies a series of ancient pyramids that have been largely hidden from the world. Unlike Egypt's famous pyramids, which stand proudly in the desert, these structures have been deliberately concealed, covered with soil and trees, blending into the landscape. Among them, the so-called White Pyramid is said to be the most astonishing, potentially larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. The first known report of the White Pyramid came in 1945, when a U.S. Air Force pilot named James Gaussman spotted a massive, gleaming structure while flying over China. He described it as a towering pyramid with smooth, reflective sides, possibly made of metal or polished stone, and estimated its height at over 900 feet, far taller than any known pyramid. A few years later, in 1947, another pilot, Colonel Maurice Sheehan, reported a similar sighting, and his account was published in a newspaper. However, no photographs from these flights have ever surfaced, leading some to question whether the pilots were mistaken or if their reports were suppressed. What we do know is that the region is home to numerous pyramid-like structures, believed to be burial mounds from ancient dynasties, possibly dating back to the Western Han Dynasty, 206 BCE, 220 CE, or earlier. These pyramids are thought to be tombs for emperors, much like Egypt's pharaohs, filled with treasures and artifacts for the afterlife. The nearby tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, with its famous terracotta army, is a prime example, though its main chamber remains unopened due to concerns about toxic mercury levels. Some researchers believe the White Pyramid could be an even grander tomb, perhaps belonging to a forgotten ruler. But why has it been kept hidden? The Chinese government has restricted access to these sites, allowing little excavation or foreign research. Some say this is to protect the structures from damage, while others suspect there's more to the secrecy. Local legends add to the mystery, with villagers reporting strange lights near the pyramids and ancient warnings to stay away. Speculative theories abound. Some suggest the pyramids might hold evidence of an advanced ancient civilization, while others whisper of extraterrestrial connections due to the pilot's descriptions of unnaturally smooth, reflective surfaces. Though these ideas lack evidence, the lack of access fuels curiosity. Satellite images confirm the presence of large, pyramid-shaped mounds in the region, but without on-the-ground exploration, their secrets remain buried. Could these pyramids contain lost records, artifacts, or scrolls that rewrite history? In a country where many ancient texts were lost to time, such a discovery could offer new insights into China's past. For now, the White Pyramid, if it exists as described, remains one of archaeology's greatest unanswered questions, a hidden monument waiting to be revealed, a world of hidden truths. The Rohonk Codex and the White Pyramid of China are just two examples of the ancient world's many mysteries. They remind us that history holds secrets we will be yet to uncover, whether in the pages of an unreadable book or beneath the soil of a forgotten landscape. What other wonders are out there waiting to be discovered?
Ancient enigmas, coins and unfinished wonders. The past is a tapestry of mysteries, artifacts that challenge history and structures that defy explanation. Let's explore three intriguing cases: a Norse coin in North America, other unexpected ancient coins, and a massive unfinished monument in Egypt that offers a glimpse into ancient engineering. The main penny and other out-of-place coins. Rewriting exploration history, the main penny, discovered in 1957 at a Native American site in Naskeek Point, Maine, continues to spark debate. Identified as a Norse coin from the reign of Olaf Kyrre, its presence in Maine far south of known Viking sites like Elanso Meadows in Canada raises questions. Could Vikings have explored farther than we thought, or did the coin travel through trade networks of the Penobscot people? While skeptics suggest it might be a hoax, its authenticity as an 11th century artifact is confirmed, leaving its journey a mystery. Other ancient coins have surfaced in unexpected places, hinting at pre-Columbian contact with the Americas. In the 1950s, Roman coins dating back over 1,500 years were reportedly found in Texas and near a river in Venezuela, fueling speculation that Roman sailors might have reached the Americas long before Columbus. On Oak Island, Nova Scotia, a site long associated with treasure hunting, coins of possible European origin have been uncovered, though their age and origins remain unclear. Were they left by early explorers, pirates, or later settlers? Even more surprising are medieval Japanese coins from the Edo period, discovered in a Swahili settlement on Kenya's coast. These findings suggest ancient trade networks might have connected Africa and Asia in ways we're only beginning to understand. Together, these coins challenge the timeline of global exploration, hinting that forgotten voyages, whether by Vikings, Romans, Phoenicians, or others, might have occurred long before recorded history acknowledges. The unfinished obelisk of Aswan, an abandoned giant in the ancient quarries of Aswan, Egypt, along the Nile, lies the unfinished obelisk, a colossal monument that was never completed. Measuring over 130 feet long and weighing an estimated 1,100 tons, it would have been the largest obelisk ever erected, dwarfing those at Karnak or Luxor. Likely commissioned during the reign of Queen Hatshepsut in the 5th–10th century BCE, a powerful pharaoh known for grand projects, the obelisk remains embedded in the bedrock. Ancient puzzles. Hidden treasures and lost worlds. The ancient world is a realm of enigmas, mysterious artifacts, vanished civilizations, and legendary places that spark curiosity. Let's explore 4 captivating mysteries: a treasure map on metal, a lost civilization in South Asia, an ancient Greek device ahead of its time, and the elusive homeland of the Aztecs. The Copper Scroll, a treasure map in metal, discovered in 1952 in a cave at Qumran near the Dead Sea. The Copper Scroll stands apart from the other Dead Sea Scrolls. While most scrolls were written on papyrus or animal skin and contained religious texts, this one was etched onto thin copper sheets, so fragile they had to be carefully unrolled in fragments. Written in a unique dialect of Hebrew, possibly a coded shorthand, its contents are unlike any other scroll. It lists over 60 locations, each said to hold vast caches of gold, silver, and other treasures, potentially worth billions today. Some scholars believe the treasures were hidden by Jewish communities during the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE, possibly to protect riches from the Second Temple. Others suggest an earlier origin, linking it to the Essenes, a sect thought to have lived at Qumran, or even older priestly groups. Skeptics